Okay, I'm over here by the water's edge. Hopefully the wind won't be too bad. I'm just going to try to find some rocks we can use as a tool. Alright, let's take a look. Here's a piece of quartz. Maybe. There we go. Nice. That's about all I need. So I can flake off another couple more pieces. Have some backup. So this granite, I mean, it's not going to last forever, but it'll give you a couple edges. It's flaking off. Bigger pieces. Couple good shards there. Give me something a little bit bigger to work with, I guess. See if I can get a couple more out of this. Oh my thumb. I just bashed my thumb. That's gonna leave a mark. And it's bleeding. Alright, call that one quits so we can go take care of the injury. Demolished my thumb while trying to flint nap. Gonna be a nice big blood blister there. We got a little remedy we can use. Got some plantain right here. Take a couple leaves. There you go. Get some plantain. See how this numbs it up. Now I'm gonna put that right there for a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna cover my band-aid and let its natural properties do it. Wow, I can already feel it's not as tender. That was quick. So I'll leave that for a little while. Hopefully that'll help with the bleeding and give a little antiseptic in there. You guys see what I see right there? A piece of dried second-year mullein stalk all dried up. We're gonna use that to start us a bow drill. So I'm gonna take my trusty primitive cutting tool here and go get me a piece. Hopefully nobody hits me on the side of the road. Alright, this is what I'm looking for. Down piece of white birch. I'm going to use the bark to make some sort of container. Alright, I got my primitive cutting tool here. A big patch of vines, I think wild grapevines. I'm going to cut some of those up and I'm going to use them to make a primitive container. Alright, so here I got a bunch of pretty much a dead pine tree. Should be plenty dried out. I'm going to grab some pieces of this to try to make a bow drill set. Good to go. Here's a thicker piece of pine that I found on the ground. Probably just going to use that as a backup piece, maybe if I need another hearth board. Just take that with me. No tools necessary for gathering. As a bonus, found some deer nuggets, so we know there's deer in the area. So just to show you my bounty, here it is. Just some pieces of birch off a dead birch tree. I got my vines, I think they were grapevines, I don't know. I'll figure something out with that. I got my piece of quartz there. Break apart, try to get some sharp edges, and my pine branches that I'll use to start my primitive fire. So, okay, basically I'm just going to use a stick to catch a frog. It's about as primitive as get, maybe caveman style. So follow along. And we'll consider that dead.
Ew.
Alright, so obviously we got some frog legs here. I'm going to use the innards to try to catch a fish. Ready? Come on then. There we go, baby.
He's got one.
Okay, we got a little pumpkin seed. It's not the biggest, but you know what? One hook, paracord string, and the little piece of meat off the frog there. Let's go make ourselves something to eat. Alright, so I got my piece of birch bark. I got off the dead standing tree. I'm just going to use my awesome cutting tool and just trim the edge straight out of it. Make it a little easier to wrap. Alright, there's my better piece here. Alright, I'm just going to take this, just kind of cone shape it. There we go. So roll that. You know what, that's just coming off anyways. I get a better cone out of this. Not as big as I want to get it. Cone shape it. Take my trusty vine. Swoop it around back and forth. And I'm just gonna tuck the end in there. Thumb is definitely hurting today. It's getting harder to work. So there you go. Primitive container. And the best way to block a hole that I know of is to shove something in it. So let's stick that in there. crude but effective primitive container. You take another vine and hang it if you want to carry it around you. Put some berries and stuff in there. You want to grab some, some fire lighting material, and that's what we're doing. There you go, primitive container. Ready to go. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm starting my basket. Yeah, I just got some logs, some little weave going on with a bunch together. Now I'm going to start separating them as I go. So it starts looking more like a basket than just a big knot. Alright, success. Here's a primitive container, just not the most beautiful, but it's a good size. You can put something in there. So I just took some oak leaves, made it a bottom here, so that way you can put your berries or whatever in there, bring it wherever you need to go. Get rid of the container. Look at this, I'm just going to use this rock, kind of like as a sanding block to make a spindle out of this for a bojo. I'm just going to use it to rough up. Yeah. Basically, I'm just using the edge of this big rock to give me my hearth side for my spindle. you can see, does a pretty good job. Just gonna round off one end a little more. Right, that'll be my spindle point. Right there. Now, need a horse board somewhere in here. Just gonna give this a good break. I'm gonna figure out a way to cut this down now. See if we can split this in half. That's Sarge right there. See if we can split this one in half. So it's already got a crack to it. Use the edge of this here. Let me get a rock, even though I already whacked myself. There we go. Use what Mother Nature gave us. Hearth board, too. What do you think of that? Not even going to mess with that because I kind of like that where it is already. I'm just going to start a V-notch in there, I guess, a little bit. Alright, just to prove I'm not cheating, some of these pieces looks like I'm actually cutting them with an axe, but if you look, as I'm snapping this dried pine, I'm getting, you know, good pieces that are broken off. And I'm just picking it all by hand. Starting a whole new pile. That's it. I started my pre-burn. Now I'm just using my multi-tool here to just get my V-notch going. Since it's granite, I'm just using it to saw. Right, hopefully that will give me enough airflow. Alright. Nope, I gotta work on my V-notch, it's not deep enough. Turn it off. Take 190 cents. There we go. Literally like take number freaking 30. Alright, take 501. I had to get a new spindle. I did the same thing I did before. I just used a rock to sand down the edge basically and try to round it off as much as I could. Ah. Okay, so I got my mullen stock here. I'm gonna make myself a hand drill. It's a little dry, but it's got some cracks. Hopefully it'll work. Just gonna use my Alright, I'll do a second one so I can have a spare in case this one doesn't work out. Alright, let's go to it. Alright, so I got my piece of chaga here. I'm just going to kind of start a dimple a little bit. I just got this chaga off a tree earlier today. Just been letting it dry a little bit. There we go. Let's see how this works. I got a couple pieces. I got my board drill here. Let's see how my hands go. Right there, you can see it. See that glow? That's what we want. Alright, so tender bundle. Right here, kind of falling apart, but taking the beating. Where'd my trusty knife go? Right there. Piece there and a piece there. Alright, I'm just having no friggin' luck with this. Stick some dry leaves in there. There it is.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Finally. Use this edge here. Alright, not much of an edge, but oh, got a hole right there, so there's a hole, just figure it out. Ah, joy. Alright. There we go. So there we go, just slice it open there. And I'm just going to gut it. Remember, there's not a whole lot of meat on here. But obviously, if this was a bigger fish, you have more meat. And get the heart out. There you go. Entrails coming out right with it. And there we go. Clean it up. Now I'm basically just going to take this fish, skin and all, put it right on there like that, without using any very primitive. Just going to right at the spine. Not the sharpest knife, but it works. And you can have this for tomorrow's dinner. Use that to catch parts. Now we're going to pull off his pants. Quick and easy part. whole point of getting the frog legs was to just to keep it simple. If you need something to eat, frogs are all over the place. And here we go. So now once you get them, they come right off. It's like a pair of pants. Grab up, pull down. And you could probably hang it like that if you wanted to. For maybe we'll do that. That'll be our means of cooking. Just gonna use the skin, wrap it around. And we've got our fish and frog. Just want to make sure this chugga's still going. And from what I heard, it's hard to put out, so I'm just going to leave it. Over there. Alright, so this is the grand finale of Derek's challenge. I got my dinner roasting. We made a basket using vines. We made a another carrying container made out of birch bark. I used my primitive tool for all those, which was just a piece of, this is just a piece of granite. Worked better than the quartz I could find. My string, my rope was paracord, but just could not get the bojo going after about 8 hours of trying that. And it finally just hit me, use chaga. I don't know why I didn't think of it 8 hours ago, but worked better using a mullen stick. Caught a frog as one meat source and fish as another meat source. So used my hook and string, stay within the rules, and it was a challenge. I'd say I spent about 16 hours on this total. And but you know, as a learning experience, I learned about weaving. Definitely about fire starting with no tools. Makes your knife real important. So, but thank you, Derek, for putting this challenge out there. I appreciate it. You know, I look forward to see other people putting stuff out there, even if they didn't finish or not. You know, youch! I just got a spark on my hurt thumb. But I just want to thank you, Derek, for putting this challenge out there. You know, it means a lot to us that you want to give up this knife. I mean, it's not only just for the knife we do this; we do it to practice, test our skills. It really pushed it for me, and appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.